In this doubles lesson, we're going to talk about where to hit your volleys when you are at the net in traditional doubles formation. So we're talking about one up, one back here. And we're going to use a match from the US Open between Krejcikova and Siniakova and Dabrowski and Olmos. This was, I believe, a quarterfinal match from the 2022 tournament. This is a second serve for Juju Olmos. And what I want you to look at is Siniakova here at the net. She's the number one doubles player in the world. We actually just had a podcast with her, which I'll link to below here, below the video. We'll link to that episode. And I want you to look at her net movement during this point. So I'll play the point, and then I'm going to roll it back and kind of talk you through some of the strategy and why she decides to move and hit where she does. Okay, so if we play that over, you can see Juju makes a second serve out wide. Because it's a second serve, Siniakova is standing a little bit closer. On the first serve, she was somewhere back in here. And Krejcikova hits a good deep return. So Siniakova does move forward, and this is the type of return you will see her poach on a lot. But she's this is mid-second set, so she's been doing that a lot. And in this case, Juju decides to go down the line. So this is where I want you to focus on where she hits this volley. So this is a volley that a lot of club level players are taught to hit between the two opponents into the open court. And in a lot of cases, that is a good idea. But in this case, Siniakova hits it back down the line behind Juju, which sets up this overhead. Now, this is a very difficult overhead that you and I probably shouldn't be taking, but she's good enough to where she can do it. So why does she decide to hit this volley down the line instead of through the middle of the court, theoretically for a winner? So the reason for that is her position. So when Juju hits this forehand, she hits it pretty good with decent pace. And look at where Siniakova is taking this volley from. She's not super close to the net to where she can kind of hit down on this and get it through the court, through the middle pretty quickly for a winner. Instead, she is probably the middle of the service box. She might even be a little closer to the service line than she is to the net. So in this case, it's not, it's a shoulder height volley, so it's pretty easy. So she could take it through the middle, but she's taking on a little bit of risk there because Juju might be able to run it down. She might miss it because she's a little bit further off the net. So instead, she decides to take it down the line. And this is so effective because the opponent in this case is going to be moving this way to recover. And if you watch Juju here, we'll play this back. She hits this forehand from not super wide. This can actually be even more effective hitting behind them like this if they're hitting from somewhere in here. But she hits it she makes contact around the singles line over there, and then she immediately split steps back towards the middle. So you can see Siniakova reads this, and she knows Juju's going to go and start to cover the middle, so she simply goes right back behind her with good depth. So this is a great volley you can hit anytime the volley's not super easy. So if it's a backhand volley and it's a little bit weaker, you can go deep down the line, back behind the person. You can do this from the ad court if it's a forehand volley and it's kind of a low one and it's pretty difficult. And the opponent just hit a backhand from somewhere over here. They're going to be moving this way. You can take that forehand volley right here back to their backhand and then pinch towards the middle. But if you're on top of the net and you're super close and it's an easy high volley, in that case you can go through the middle to just hit the clean winner. So that's why Siniakova does this, and you can see she gets Juju off balance in a defensive position right here. And she actually hits a really good lob in this case, but Siniakova hits an insane overhead. down at Gabby's feet and ends up winning the point. So think about that next time you're out there. If you're at the net in traditional formation, the opponent goes down the line at you. If it's an easy volley up high, you're close to the net, you can be aggressive with it. Go ahead and take that middle, and you'll typically be able to hit that winner. But if it's more of a defensive volley, just place it back deep, especially behind the opponent if they were hitting from somewhere out here, because they're typically going to be moving towards the middle on that shot. If you want to become a smarter doubles player and start winning more matches, then join the Tennis Tribe Doubles Strategy newsletter. Every single Thursday, I'll send you a new doubles tip or tactic that you can use in your very next match. And when you join, you're going to get a free guide on how to play with more confidence and start dominating at the net in doubles. My name's Will, I'm the founder of the Tennis Tribe, and over the last 5 years, I've worked with players at every level of the game, from USTA 3.0 players all the way to Division I college programs, as well as some of the top 10 doubles players in the world. And on Thursdays, with this strategy newsletter, I share that knowledge and advice that I've gained over the years with you. So to sign up, you can go to thetennistribe.com. And again, you'll get that free net play guide when you join.